Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Wilson's Library. Today we are going to be reviewing Holes by Louis Sanchar. The library is now open.
Hey, Wilson, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
I like your hat.
Thank you.
It looks handsome.
Before we start this video, I would like to give a shout out to the person who introduced me to this book. Missy Ryan Maidens, who was a friend of my mom's in college. So shout out to her. Make sure to check out her Facebook posts, which are live, and she reads cool books. Right now she's reading Friendle, so be sure to check that out.
Cool.
So today, this is actually, I wouldn't say it's like one of my favorites, but it is a pretty good book. I do like it a lot. Holes is a pretty good book.
And we watched a movie recently, too, didn't we?
There is a movie about Holes.
Disney, right?
Disney, yes, I believe so.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I didn't read the book, so, yeah.
The book was so much better than the movie in any way possible.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. All right, so tell me about Holes. What's the story?
So this kid named Stanley Yelnats, which is actually, it's funny because Yelnats is Stanley spelled backwards. And so Stanley is accused for stealing a famous baseball player's shoes, which apparently, according to his story, fell out of the sky and hit him on his head. And then he's sent to this place called Camp Green Lake. That sounds like a nice place, right?
Right.
Wrong.
Wrong.
No green, no lake, just a bare, drying, shriveled up lake desert.
Okay. Old lake, right? Mm-hmm. But the lake is
After
there no more.
150 years.
Okay, so what's Stanley doing at Camp Green Lake?
So they have to dig holes. They don't know why, but apparently it builds character.
Okay, so who's Stanley at the camp with?
He's part of this group called Group D, and he's with a bunch of other kids, and they all have like weird nicknames like Squid, Armpit, and X-Ray. And there's this one kid who is like the secondary, like a main secondary character. His name is Zero.
And how did those characters get to camp?
By doing other weird, like bad stuff, like stealing and like robbery and things like that.
Oh, so Camp Green Lake is like
A prison camp.
A prison camp of sorts for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
They had an option to either go to prison or go to Camp Green Lake, and most of them chose Camp Green Lake.
Okay. What other main characters are in the book?
You mean just like characters in general?
Yeah.
So there's the person who runs Group D is called Mr. Pandansky, and he's like the group leader. He's always like pushing students to like the kids to like just do their work because he believes that like it builds character. Then there's this person called Mr. Sir is what everyone calls him, and he's like very strict, and he like is like kind of like the second boss. But the main boss is this mysterious person called the Warden. I won't spoil too much for you in case you decide to read the book for yourself.
All right. And so Stanley, with all his mates in Group D, they go out and what is their responsibility? They have to dig holes. So
yeah, because it builds character.
And they dig hole. How many holes a day do they dig?
One, and it has to be 5 feet deep and 5 feet wide.
Right, and they measure that, if I remember from the movie correctly,
their shovels.
With their shovel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one hole a day. That's the.
And then at the end, everyone spits in their hole.
Spits in a hole. So it's kind of a tradition there. Mm-hmm. So, without sharing too much about the plot of the story, what happens to Stanley?
I don't know, because if I spill like the tiniest detail, it kind of ruins the whole thing.
Yeah, it is one of those kinds of stories, isn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of builds on itself and has a really unique way
Yeah.
of a story being told.
Yes, for sure.
Well, what's one of your favorite little side stories about holes?
Oh, and there's a cool fact that they, like, sometimes they flash back and forth from the future. I mean, the present when, like, Stanley's there, and, like, the past when the lake was, like, filled and things like that.
Oh, okay. So there's even a backstory that's not even related to just Stanley and the boys in Group D. There's other
It might be related.
characters. It might be related.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm guessing maybe there were monkeys back then.
No, no monkeys. No monkeys at all.
All right. So, what ages do you recommend for this book, Holes?
I would say ages 8 and up. Because, like, there are some technical terms that, like, younger kids wouldn't understand, and, like, older kids would, like, really understand them.
Okay. And what genre do you think this book fits into?
Realistic fiction.
Realistic fiction. Okay. Is it a bit of an adventure story, too?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. Realistic fiction and adventure.
Okay. Did you find all the characters in the book compelling?
Yeah. I feel like this adventure for like this weird Camp Green Lake kind of like kept me going in the book.
Was there a good moral to the story of sorts?
Yes.
Yeah, good. All right. Holes was an award-winning book. It's been around for about 20 years, it looks like. This is the 20th anniversary edition that you have. But it has the Newbery Medal and the National Book Award.
And yeah.
But do you know anything else about this author?
I do not actually. This is the first book that I've read of his. And some of my friends have read this book before me, and they said it was pretty good, so yeah. It's a pretty good book.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get to it. It is time for the Spectacles rating. It's usually on a scale of 1 to 5. I think recently you broke that thread and went a 6 out of 5.
That was a really good book.
Holes has been a good book. It's been a big part of our existence during this time of quarantine. I've been sharing it with Miss Maidens on the Facebook and reading it there.
I would probably give this book a 4.9.
A 4.9. How are we going to do that? Let's just
closest that you can get to a 5.
All right. You've been doing decimal rounding. Let's get to it.
I would say it's a 4.9.
4.9.
Because there's the tiniest thing I would have added on.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you what because it would kind of spoil it. I would just like the author to add this on, and it is a kind of short book, so it would be cool if there was a sequel.
Okay, wow. So you're always looking for more.
Yes.
And you love your series of books. Yes. Feed the reading.
Yes.
Reading beast.
Eat the book.
All right. Well, I think in our scale system, 4.9 rounds up to 5. So we'll give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I would say so because emojis can't go into decimals.
Yeah, that's right. All right, 5 out of 5. Anything else you want to tell us about Holes?
That you should go read it right now because it's a really good book.
Okay. And how you want to tell everybody goodbye?
The library is now closed.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.